relief. Work, play, blink, relief.
The only 3-in-1 extended relief formula for dry eyes.
Blink.
Okay, everyone. Our mission is to provide complete balanced nutrition for strength and energy.
Ensure with 27 vitamins and minerals, nutrients for immune health, and Ensure Complete with 30 grams of protein.
Tomorrow on ET, we're with Rihanna taking her beauty game to the next level.
Everything's to come.
All right, before we go, the Talk's Amanda Kloots has something to celebrate.
Yes, her son Elvis is 5. Happy birthday, sweet boy. Amanda posted throwback shots of Elvis when he was born and with late husband Nick Cordero, who passed away from COVID nearly 4 years ago.
And in this
happening now.
It's called a switch. The feds say it's a device that can turn a weapon from semi-automatic to fully automatic. And they say they're gaining prevalence. A new operation to try to get them off the streets.
We got some much needed rainfall around San Antonio. I'll be taking a look at neighborhood rainfall totals. And of course, we'll also take a look at some of your pictures that you sent in. Plus a look ahead to some storm chances tomorrow and Wednesday. All the latest coming up.
If you're going to use credit cards, you may as well get one that pays you. So coming up, which ones pay cash back for things like groceries and gas? The news at 5 starts right now.
All right, they put out a burst of automatic gunfire from a handgun that shouldn't be able to fire near. It's a burst that's like an automatic handgun. It's made possible by small pieces of metal or plastic known as switches, sears, chips, or machine gun conversion devices. And these devices are actually now in the sights of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, and the U.S. Attorney's Office.
And all of those agencies today unveiling Operation Kill Switch. It's an effort to crack down on these illegal devices and crack down on the people who use them. Garrett Berger went to a gun range to see how they work in action.
One pull of the trigger puts a barrage of bullets downrange. They don't look like much.
You take the back plate off, and this is probably $10 worth of metal, if that.
But switches can turn a handgun into a machine gun, at least by federal definitions.
It doesn't require the reset. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the trigger down, and it just keeps firing.
For comparison, here's 15 rounds on semi-automatic versus full auto.
I don't think I hit the steel but one time on that one.
And he's an experienced shooter. The ATF and U.S. Attorney's Office say that inherent inaccuracy is precisely the problem.
Much greater risk to innocent bystanders whenever they're used.
And while a manufacturer dealer like Lone Star Handgun can have a switch, the feds say these are illegal for the general public.
The possession of a machine gun, including the possession of a switch itself, is illegal and carries the maximum sentence of 10 years in federal prison.
But that doesn't stop them from spreading. Nearly half of all switches that Texas-based ATF agents seized in the past 7 years were in 2023 alone.
And they are alarmingly popular among juveniles.
As part of Operation Texas Kill Switch, the feds have asked local cops to be on the lookout for the devices, but they're also offering cash for tips. From now through the end of August, local Crime Stoppers programs will pay up to $5,000 for anonymous tips on people who have switches or 3D printers being used to make them. We've got information on exactly how on our website, KSAT.com. Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
We've been waiting for the rain to fall again, and it did last night as well as this morning. And some say it might have been too much of a good thing. Take a look at I-10 at La Cantera this morning. Commuters in the area pushing the water off the road as they drove by.
Yeah, commuters on Bandera Road and 410 southbound doing the same thing, driving through what look like small ponds on the roadway. We want to thank our KSAT viewers, always keeping an eye out and posting their videos and pictures to KSAT Connect. Check out this time lapse, though, of clouds rolling in ahead of the storm. That's pretty cool.
It is cool. This morning commute just as rainy for a lot of us, but if Some of you folks actually got a bit more than you bargained for. I'll take a look at the video that we got in from Michael Monreal. He is KSAT's IT manager. He caught video of downed power lines along Applewhite Road just before the light at Watson Road. He says that besides the power lines, there were multiple big rigs who had to pull over to the side. And this all as he was making his way into work here at KSAT.
Yeah, and this is video of fences damaged and torn down in a neighborhood in Von Ormy. Right now, we haven't received any word of any injuries. Sarah Spivey joins us now. Mother Nature kind of spreading the wealth around in regards to rain. But is the rain over for us, Sarah?
Well, Steve and Ursula, there is the opportunity for more rain in the coming days. And I say opportunity for rain because we still desperately need the rainfall. Even though you did see some of those flooding issues, that's because it has been so dry for so long. A lot of the gutters and things to help drain the rain were actually clogged by some trash. So that's one of the reasons why we saw some of those issues with flooding. There's just one storm right now working its way through Yorktown and Cuero. But you can see a little bit further to the north near Dripping Springs, some isolated storms as well. So tonight we're going to carry a 20% chance for an isolated shower storm. Take a look at Weather Watcher rainfall. 2.5 inches of rain nearly in Daniel's backyard in Kerrville. Over an inch of rain in Leon Springs. It was 94 degrees in Eagle Pass. One benefit is even if you didn't get any rain, the temperatures were down today because of that rainfall this morning. Generally around 2 inches of rain out near Mico. So yes, we're going to see a small 20% chance this evening for storms as we cool down into the lower 80s by midnight. But tomorrow and Wednesday, there is still a 30% opportunity for rain. More on that coming up.
A man's decision to walk across East Commerce proving deadly. He was struck and killed by an SUV. San Antonio police are now looking for the driver of that SUV who did not stop. This happened last night around 11:30 on East Commerce and North Hackberry. Officers say after hitting the victim, the driver on the SUV took off eastbound on East Commerce. EMS arrived at the scene, but the man died at the scene. Outside of the vehicle reportedly being an SUV, police did not have any other information about the vehicle, so they're still investigating.
The sound of gunshots echoing behind a restaurant after a gunman shoots up a 16-year-old's car while the teen was inside of it. Investigators say that teen had just got off work, got into his car when someone fired 6 shots, hitting the victim twice, once in the arm, once in the leg. The shooter took off, the teen taken to the hospital. Police say it's unknown why the suspect shot at that victim. No description of other suspects either.
A fire on the west side early this morning, forcing a man out of his house onto the street. Fire investigators are trying to figure out what started all this. The house fire in the 200 block of South San Horacio near Old Highway 90 near it happened around 1:15 in the morning. We're told that the man in the home smelled smoke. He was able to get out, but he won't be able to stay there now. The Red Cross, though, is helping him. In news across America, firefighters in Miami battling what the city's mayor says is its largest residential fire in that city in 25 years. Intense smoke and flames billowing up out of this apartment building that started this morning. People had to be rescued from their balconies. Miami fire officials say the blaze started on the 3rd floor, and while battling these flames, they reportedly found a building employee shot in the chest inside one of the apartment units. That person taken to the hospital, reportedly in critical condition. 2 firefighters also had to be taken to the hospital. They're now looking to see what caused all this to start.
Now to dramatic video out of Wyoming, a camera capturing a catastrophic landslide. You see it right there. That caused the closure of the Teton Pass Highway after a huge chunk of it fell off the mountain. Happened over the weekend. Teton Pass used by commuters traveling from Victor, Idaho to Jackson, Wyoming. State transportation officials say they closed the highway on Thursday following a separate mudslide and road damage caused a large crack across both lanes. It was reopened, though, after a temporary patch was put in place. On Saturday, the initial crack had a catastrophic fail. No injuries reported. This afternoon, the state transportation officials, 2 temporary detour lanes will be built and that they could be ready to open those lanes in a matter of weeks. But as far as when that road will be repaired, they did not give a timetable.
That is incredible.
Yeah. Hunter Biden's fate now in the hands of 12 jurors in Delaware. Deliberations beginning this afternoon. The son of President Joe Biden on trial, accused of unlawfully buying a gun in 2018 while allegedly addicted to drugs.
Prosecutors and the defense presenting their closing arguments just this afternoon. ABC's Rena Roy following those developments from outside the courthouse in Wilmington.
Jury deliberations now underway in the gun trial against Hunter Biden after both sides got their final chance to address the jury in closing arguments. Right off the bat, prosecutors pointing to the large group of supporters in court for Hunter Biden, including the First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, and his sister Ashley, telling jurors you may recognize them, but none of that matters, reminding them that no one is above the law. Hunter Biden faces 3 felony gun charges after prosecutors say he illegally purchased a Colt revolver in October of 2018 while he was allegedly addicted to drugs. Prosecutors arguing the evidence only supports one verdict, saying Hunter knew he was doing drugs and knowingly lied on a federal form, pointing to testimony from Hunter's ex-girlfriend who said she saw him using drugs just 2 weeks ahead of the gun purchase. Defense attorney Abby Lowell says the prosecution took Hunter Biden's words about being an addict out of context, saying many people refer to themselves as addicts when they aren't using. Lowell also pointing to testimony from the gun seller who testified Hunter Biden did not show any signs of being under the influence. If convicted, Hunter Biden faces up to 25 years in prison, but experts say that's unlikely.
Each one of those felony charges has no mandatory minimum, meaning he could do no jail time based on his record or lack thereof. So while there's a high potential of jail time because of the nature of the charges, I think there's a low potential of jail time because of federal guidelines as well as his lack of criminal record when it comes to gun possession or fraud.
Hunter Biden did not take the stand in his own defense, but the judge told jurors they must not attach any significance to that decision. Rena Roy, ABC News, Wilmington, Delaware.
All right, we talked about all the rain out there. There's still some pretty good evidence of it. This is US 90 at Leon Creek. This is usually an area that floods when we get heavy rainfall, and you can tell it has once again. That's actually Wolf Stadium that's off in the background there. You can see the access road on 90 at Leon Creek is closed down because there is still a significant amount of water over that roadway. And this is a reminder to anyone expecting to drive on I-35 this week. There will be full nightly lane closures along that interstate until Thursday. The night closures started last night. Road crews are paving the northbound lanes of the interstate from O'Connor Road to Pat Booker Road. TxDOT says if you have to drive over the next few nights, follow the posted detour signs.
Happening right now, KSAT Community is streaming a town hall focused on elder abuse in our community. Avery Everett will be speaking with people from Adult Protective Services about what's being done to fix this problem here at home. This is going to be happening at 2 o'clock on Thursday, June 13th, and you can find it on any of the KSAT streaming platforms.
Coming up next, you've got the big names, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, but there are so many other credit cards out there. Which ones offer you the most benefits? Consumer Reports takes a look and reveals the best ones you may want to have in your wallet.
I'm Myra Arthur here in the KSAT newsroom with what we're working on for the news at 6 o'clock today. A former John Jay High School student accused of stabbing another student to death last year was in court today. A trial date has now been set, but attorneys are still working on a plea deal. We'll take you inside the courtroom to talk about what comes next. Plus, a program working to prevent domestic violence in San Antonio is focusing on fathers. The Fatherhood Campaign has helped over 10,000 dads, and this weekend, the community is celebrating them. How you can tap into that celebration. These stories and more today at 6.
Thank you, Myra. So if you swipe your credit card when you eat out or fill up your gas tank, here's a question for you. Are you getting cash back?
A lot of credit cards offer rewards, so 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz runs down some of the best perks out there.
If you're going to use a credit card, why not make it work for you? Alex Joyce does. He travels a lot.
Having a credit card that has travel benefits is really helpful. For example, my American Express card gives me access to the airport lounge, which is pretty sweet.
So think, what perks work for you? Maybe it's grocery money. With the Blue Cash Preferred Card from American Express, you get 6% cash back annually on up to $6,000 in groceries. The Capital One Walmart Rewards Card pays 5% back on orders placed on the store's website, and it pays 5% back on store purchases for a year when you use Walmart Pay. Fuel up a lot? A gas card like the ExxonMobil Smart Card Plus will save you 10 to 12 cents a gallon.
If you're a Warehouse Club member, those can be great options too.
The Costco Anywhere Visa gives you 4% cash back on gas and EV charging, and you get 3% back on restaurants, car rentals, airfare, hotels, and trips booked through Costco Travel. Sam's Club MasterCard gives 5% back on gas up to $6,000 a year, plus 3% back on dining and takeout. If you shop the San Marcos Premium Outlet a lot, the Simon American Express card offers 5% cash back on your purchases.
Perks are great, but if you carry a balance, you could end up paying more in interest than you're getting back in rewards. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Take a look outside with live cam. You know, for weeks now, we've been saying the rain is all around us and not on us. Today, not the case.
That's correct. Yeah, you know, last couple of weeks, Dallas and Houston have been getting the majority of the rain, but they kind of missed out, and we got the rainfall. So we're in a weather pattern where storms are still going to be possible tomorrow and Wednesday. It all depends on the leftovers from West Texas, where those leftover storms start and if they can make it all the way to San Antonio. But by Father's Day weekend, it'll be sizzling hotter than Dad's grill. We'll be back to the triple digits. Hey, the high today was only 93, and that was because we had some rain and some extra cloud cover to start the day. Officially at the airport, we saw 87 hundredths of an inch of rainfall, but there was plenty of rain to go around, especially for folks in San Antonio and points west. Take a look at some of these rainfall totals near Mountain Home in northern Kerr County. 5 inches of radar estimated rain, 3.5 near Lakey and Los Maples, 3 inches of rain near Utopia, 3.5 inches of rain near Hondo. And yeah, let's go ahead and zoom into Bexar County here, because I want to show you that there was a pretty large difference in who got the rain around Bexar County. So it kind of split right down the middle. Eastern Bexar County, areas like Schertz, St. Hedwig, only saw about 1/4 inch of rain, while parts of western Bexar County more than 4 inches of rain, with the downtown area seeing close to about 1 inch of rainfall. Let's go ahead and look at some of those impressive totals. Near Taft High School, 4 inches of rain. Near Northwest Vista, 2.8, 2.3 near the Medical Center, the Rim on the northwest side, 2.8 and 2.7 near Chavano Park. So again, some pretty impressive rainfall totals. And coming up at 6, we're going to talk about how this compares to the drought monitor and where we could see some pleasant improvement in the drought conditions. What I'm showing you right now is last night and this morning's radar. So this is last night at 8 o'clock. You can notice there were some leftover storms near Junction, and they held on and moved right into San Antonio. And then as we headed into this morning, some leftover storms near San Angelo made it all the way to San Antonio as well. Again, missed to Dallas and the Houston area. This weather pattern is all around a high pressure system that's to our southwest. So this high is directing the upper level flow from West Texas to San Antonio and Corpus Christi. And so we're going to follow that northeasterly flow there. And so as we look at our futurecast, again, leftover storms are going to develop near the Panhandle. Will they make it to San Antonio? It's a possibility, but it's not a guarantee. Last night we cashed in on that possibility, and this morning we cashed in on that possibility. Tomorrow by about 5:30, there will be some storms near the Colleen area and in San Angelo. It's a big question still if they're going to make it to San Antonio, but we could have another damp morning commute tomorrow. The chance for rain is about 30% for those leftovers to make it to us. And as we head into the afternoon, once again, there could be some leftover storms that pop up in the later afternoon and early evening hours around San Antonio. And a lot like this morning, any storms that pop up could be on the stronger side, not necessarily severe, but produce a lot of lightning and potentially some ponding on the roads. So again, when we look at storm chances, we're looking at a 30% chance Tuesday and Wednesday. First in the morning tomorrow, and then as we head into the afternoon, we'll see a lull in the activity. But in the later afternoon, we'll be looking at about a 30% chance for some storms and a high tomorrow of 95. We'll do it again on Wednesday, and then the heat works its way back in by Sunday. Father's Day, we'll be back near 100. So more on how that rain could potentially help the drought, and I'll have a look at some more of your viewer pictures and videos coming up at 6.
Looking forward to seeing the green grass again.
Yeah.
All right, Mary, the College World Series lineups are set.
They are. What an insane Sunday for the Super Regionals, specifically for Texas A&M, as they punch their ticket to Omaha for the College World Series thanks to some big hits and home run bubbles. And it wasn't Jason Tatum and it wasn't Jaylen Brown lighting up the stat sheet last night, but it didn't matter for Boston. Jason Kidd says Luka and Kyrie need help after the break.
That is driven out to right field. This one's got a chance to get out of here. Grand salami time for Kate Kent.
Being on the field when they're going crazy in the ninth inning when we're down to our last out is the most insane feeling that I've ever experienced.
You'd be lying if you said it didn't have an effect. I think all of us are very aware of that.
The atmosphere in College Station was unrivaled this weekend, assisting Texas A&M as they secured their second trip to Omaha in the last 3 seasons in big board sports. For much of last night's game, it felt like we were bound to see the Texas A&M baseball team in Oregon duke it out in a win-or-go-home Game 3 today. Instead, the Aggies swept the Ducks in the Bryan College Station Super Regional thanks to a 9-run A&M outburst in the 7th inning, highlighted by a Caden Kent grand slam. Here's Kent, son of former MLB second baseman Jeff Kent, on his moment of destiny.
I've never hit a baseball and been able to kind of take in the moment, and that was the first time I've ever been able to do that, and it was awesome. It felt great.
Just honored to be here and honored to get back to the pearly gates of college baseball in Omaha, Nebraska.
Third-year Aggies head coach Jim Schlossnagle making his 7th trip to the College World Series, 5 with TCU and now 2 with A&M. Again, last night's 15-9 win propelling the Aggies to Omaha, where the action is set to begin on Friday. Drew Holiday led the Celtics with 26 points, 11 rebounds as Boston went up 2-0 on the Dallas Mavericks in the NBA Finals last night. Game 2 was tighter than the first matchup. Derek White and Jaylen Brown teaming up on this stop on P.J. Washington to prevent Dallas's chance at a late comeback. Luka Doncic, who was questionable to play, posted the first triple-double in Mavericks franchise history in the finals, but it wasn't enough in the end to steal one on the road.
Unfortunately, we just couldn't, get over the hump. We got to score the ball, and right now we got to find someone to join Luka and Kai in that scoring category.
Game 3 goes down Wednesday as this series makes its way to American Airlines Center in Dallas. It'll be a 7:30 tip-off here on KSAT 12. A very important game, must win, I think, for Dallas.
Absolutely. Thanks, Mary.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
I'll be monitoring the radar tonight because there is a chance for isolated storms through about sunset. But again, we have slightly better storm chances tomorrow and Wednesday at 30%. It's all about whether the leftover storms can reach us, and we hope for even a little bit more rain because we know this summer is going to be hot. 100 degrees, though, by Father's Day.
Both fingers crossed. Thank you. Both hands. Thanks for watching.
See you at 6.